Oh, hey. So today we're going to talk about how LED lights can actually save your vintage car from getting into an accident. But I was wrong because I thought I only needed the LED headlights, when in fact most accidents happen because somebody hits you from behind because they didn't see you. You can really see a huge difference here, especially in the license plate light. You can even see how it's like casting a light up on top of the license plate here. This one is so dim, you can barely see anything. Taillights, you can also notice there's a pretty big difference on the taillights as well. One of the absolute biggest differences, though, is the dash lights. I mean, these are bright and crystal clear now. They look so good. I am really, really happy with how the dash lights turned out. Now that I have all of them in, I mean, just looks absolutely great. You might remember that I put new LED headlights in my 356 so that I could finally see at night. And they are amazing. I drove 110 miles from San Francisco down to Monterey in the dark, and it was no problem. These are legitimately 3 to 4 times brighter than the original headlights. I will put a link in the video description if you want to check out that video. So the headlights really only solve half of the problem. And therefore, if you really want to protect your vintage car, you need to improve the visibility from behind as well. So today, I'm going to install the rest of the Vintage Trader LED kit for the 356, which includes the brake lights, the turn signals, the reverse lights, the license plate lights, and even the dash lights. But first, let's do some unboxing and check out what the kit looks like. I heard unboxing videos are pretty cool. Once again, just as nicely packaged as the others. Look at this. We've got a little diagram that tells us exactly how everything is laid out here. All right, so here we have a flasher relay. Have to change the flashers for LEDs. And then we've got the 2 turn signals here and the parking lights. These middle section here are the dash lights in the different colors, and the idiot lights that are also in the dash for like the oil and the generator and the high beams. Then we move over here, we've got 2 tail lights, it looks like. Again, refer to the diagram, conveniently labeled. We've got the license plate lights, we've got a reverse light, and we've got 2 brake lights. So yeah, it looks like a really nice kit, super straightforward. These bulbs are nice and appear to be really high quality. Now, one of my big concerns on this car, because everything is so original, I'm worried that some of this stuff, some of these gaskets and things, might be extremely brittle. So I'm nervous about taking them off, but hopefully I can swap out the bulbs without doing any damage to the originals. This is the little flasher relay, and it has a little ground strap that you have to connect. All right, the first thing we do here is we need to change out the relay. This should just pull out. Yep, there we go, original relay. This is on the left side of the steering column here. And then we're gonna put the new relay in. And we do have to secure this to a ground here. Okay, now the instructions say that we can just ground it on this knurled nut here that is on kind of the oil and fuel tank gauge. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, that was pretty easy. Okay, now I'm not exactly sure how to remove these beehive lights, but I think you just twist them. Yep, that's it. Man, this is old and crusty. Wonder if there's supposed to be like a gasket or something in there. Looks like there is, and it seems to be completely disintegrated. All right, so replacing these is pretty straightforward. You just push it in and give it a little quarter turn. Should come right out. And the new one, same thing, going in. Same with this little guy. Got a replacement LED for that. Let's put the cover back on. I'm actually going to leave these dirty so that it doesn't affect how bright they are. I am going to get a new gasket. I ordered one, but it's not here yet. So for the sake of the video, let's just put this on. Got to be so careful getting these off. I mean, these are original from 1960. All right, back in the back. I hope I have these in the right order. This should be brake light and this should be tail light, I think. So follow what's on the guide. Take that out. Got the new LED to put in. This is seriously like the easiest project ever. All right, moving on to the license plate light. Wow, this piece here is actually made out of glass too. You can tell it's even a little bit chipped in a couple places. Have I mentioned that I hate crawling under the dashboard? But I need to do that in order to change the lights that are inside the gauges. Now, one thing that the instructions mention are it says to pull this out of the holder so that the bulb doesn't fall into the gauge. So make sure you take the whole thing out and then swap the bulb. There you go, with the LED in. And we'll insert it back into its little home. Hate crawling under here. You can barely even tell this one is on, but watch, when I turn it off, you'll be able to tell. So you can see a little bit around the edge there. But wow, that is such a difference. Something that you need to know about LEDs is that they are super sensitive to having a good ground connection. So if you have something wonky going on, like in this case, I put on the right side turn signal and I saw the left tail light actually dimming a little bit, then you'll want to check the ground straps. There's a ground strap at every turn signal housing, and in my case, I needed to clean up those connections to get a good ground. So if your car is pretty original, chances are that the grounds need some attention. The other thing about LEDs is that they only draw about 40 watts total versus around 150 watts for all the original bulbs. And since the 356 charging system isn't the best in the world, this reduces a lot of strain on the system. And that will help eliminate overheated generators or voltage regulators, melted switches, fuse panels, and just other electrical problems, because it's going to be drawing a lot less load, and that is overall really good for the health of your electrical system. One thing that I couldn't get working though was this reverse light. The original bulb or the LED, couldn't get either of them to work. And I think the problem might actually be the switch that is connected to the gear shift lever. So that is a problem for another day. We're gonna tackle that another time. And here you can see that I did finally manage to get the turn signal on the right side working. This is with the original bulb still, but I did swap it out later and put in the LED, but this is just for comparison. You'll also notice here with the brake lights that the LED side comes on instantly. All right, so I got all the LED bulbs replaced, and I did it without breaking any of the 63-year-old plastic lens housings. I was actually kind of worried about that. But I did find other broken stuff during the process that made the project take a little bit longer than I anticipated. For one, the passenger turn signal in the back wasn't working, so I had to track that down. It ended up being a bad connection underneath the dashboard coming out of the turn signal stock switch. The other one was the reverse light, which luckily you don't use the reverse light that often, so it doesn't work. I'm gonna tackle that another day. The other thing I still need to do, I need to get new gaskets for the beehive headlights in the front here, because the old ones were all just disintegrated and bad. I also need to get some new gaskets for the license plate lights, because those were also in pretty bad condition. So I'm gonna order those. It's super easy to pull them off and just replace those. Another thing that you might want to do during the installation, you might want to use some dielectric grease either on the bulbs or on the connections, just to make sure that you're not getting corrosion in there on a car this old. So huge thumbs up for the Vintage Trader LED kit. You can find a link to that in the description of this video. I would highly recommend it. It's going to make your car, it's going to make the lights a lot brighter, and it's going to make your car a lot safer, both for the car itself and for you. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget, miles equals smiles, and a dirty car is a sign of a happy driver. All right, so let's take a final look here at the finished product. We already had the LED headlights installed, which still look great. Now we've got the front marker lights. Come around here. The dash lights look amazing. Let's turn the key to on. These lights look good. You can see high beams, turn signals. Coming around here to the back, wow, this is amazing. It is such a big difference. I really, really hope this shows up on the camera, because it just looks so good. So nice and bright and just clear.